Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to my channel. This is your girl, MamiSoTrue. I am stopping in as a thriver post narcissistic abuse to talk to you today. The topic at hand, what we're going to dive into this video, is to let you know that there's one major move that the narcissist in your life that you dealt with, they're so afraid of seeing this. They're so afraid to see this from you. And when you make this move, you dismantle them, you destroy the game. If you're new here, welcome to the community. Don't be shy. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss when I post my weekly videos and my lives. Hit the like button, share the content, and drop a comment if there's something on your heart as we dive into this topic. And if you need support to help you navigate after this or while you're going through this narcissistic storm with whoever, I am here as a certified life coach to help you through it. All details, including the link to purchase any of my merchandise, is all in the description box for you below. Guys, let's talk about it. If you've dealt with a narcissist, you have dealt with someone who has intentionally aimed to really strip you of your beauty. We're just going to tell it like it is. If you've ever paid attention to the narcissist that you dealt with or that you're dealing with, they seem to be very comfortable if you look beat up, down and out, depressed, sad. They don't even really know how to approach you and help you when you're not doing so well. If you were in a narcissistic relationship, the crazy thing about that cycle of abuse is, at first, they seem to be all into you in some kind of way. They seem to care about what you have to say, what you want to do, the things you're into. They seem to be highly attracted to how attractive you are, complimenting you, maybe always touching you. Maybe the sex was amazing. Maybe the physical touch was a lot. Constantly kissing you. They couldn't go a day without keeping you on the phone for hours. They couldn't really, go without making sure they had some kind of physical contact with you. And then at some point, they started to devalue you. They started to triangulate you with other people. Now they're making it obvious, that they're getting attention from others. They're making comments to kind of make you look at yourself like, okay, should I be insecure about this? Even if you didn't start out insecure, they may condition you to eventually be insecure because now you're paying attention to everyone they're flirting with. This person starts to make you feel ugly, whether it's through criticism, whether it's through ignoring you, whether it's withdrawing sexually from you. Now it's less and less and less intimacy. Being that they are narcissists and that you were just a supply anyway, they got bored. You're just an object. No different from anyone else in their life, honestly. They got bored. And not only did they get bored, they started to enjoy knowing that they had you so down, so low, feeling so ugly. You stopped doing the things you used to do. You were no longer wearing makeup. You weren't dressing the same. You weren't, taking as many selfies. You weren't posting like you used to. You stopped hanging out with friends. You became more and more of this isolated person because you consumed yourself fully with this narcissist. They were playing a game. That game included wearing you down, tearing you down, and keeping you down because they were afraid that if someone would recognize your beauty. They would wake you up. They will keep telling you and pointing out to you that the person that you're giving your life and your heart to and your time to is a waste. They would have kept trying to help you see that this person is not for you. They're jealous. They envy you. The narcissist is afraid that you will get away and slip away. They need to disable you to feel less disabled themselves. They need to break you to feel big. They need to make you small. And it's because they're a narcissist that they went from taking you on this high roller coaster ride to dropping you like you were a problem. Like you are hard to be with, hard to deal with, and all this BS. That's why a lot of people are in shock. Because they get to the point where they're like, I just don't know who this is. I don't know what happened. I want to go back to what we used to have, where we used to be. That's why a lot of people stay in these relationships and these marriages. That's why a lot of people hang on to these parents and these siblings, these family members, because you're trying to go back to what you thought you once knew, the person you thought you knew. But as time goes on in these toxic cycle, wash, rinse, repeat relationships with narcissists, manipulationships, you start to see that there's a mask. The mask unravels. When you start to gain strength and you start to see a little bit past all the charm and you notice all the control, everything starts to change. Their game is no longer their game because you tap into this playbook. Now you got to redesign everything. They got to play your game now. Because one thing about it is narcissists target the wrong people. Targeting someone like you who had that shine from the beginning was a huge mistake. Underestimating you and taking you for granted was a huge mistake. The most narcissistic mistake they could have ever made, because guess what? That narcissist narcissistically tricks themselves into forgetting how amazing you've always been. It's not that they don't know it. They trick themselves into forgetting it. Now they got this selective amnesia. They're forgetting what you've done, who you were, who you've been, what you've accomplished. They're forgetting that you're gifted. Now they forgot that you can sing and you can do all of this. That's baloney. You didn't forget. You just don't want to remember. You just don't want to give credit where it's due. You want someone to feel like they don't matter because you don't matter. So what they do is they condition you, they strip you, they break your self-esteem, they destroy you emotionally, they tear your confidence down, and then you start getting small and small and small and small and small. And they feel like they're winning. They seem to be happy when you don't see what they so chipper about. What you smiling and laughing for? We haven't even talked about what matters in this relationship, but you walking around kikiing and ha-haing, knowing I'm not happy because you're not touching me, you're not sleeping with me, you're not having conversations with me, you're ignoring me, you give me silent treatment for no reason. You got me walking on eggshells because I don't know what's going to trigger you. You got me, losing sleep because I'm up at night trying to figure out what's going on. Where are you at? Maybe they're not even there, leaving you in the middle of the night, leaving you for days at a time, and you're supposed to be married to this person. So while they're trying to erode who you are internally, trying to destroy you spiritually, trying to wear you down because you get so depressed that you forget who you are. You forget that child of God that you are. You forget what a prayer you are. You forget what a worshiper you are. Because this demonic entity probably couldn't stand for you to praise and worship in your own home. Couldn't stand to see you or hear you talk about godly things. And on the other end, you may have been dealing with one that was religiously weaponizing you. But you've witnessed that God does not live inside of this monster. So this one powerful move gets made because it turns out that this victim, is God's warrior. No. You start to show them no instead of telling them no. You start to take and regain your beauty. You dismantle that narcissist. You destroy that game. You put an end to it when you take your beauty back. When you rebuild your self-esteem again. When you snatch that confidence back. When you remember who you are. And whether you're doing it in their face or you're doing it from a distance because you've finally brutally cut this person off, you start to win. You shut the game down. They ended up playing your game and lost. Since they want to play games, they met they met the real player. They met a true player. Because some of you, you've been narcissistically abused by your parents. Your parents prepared you for the fight with these narcissistic relationships. It became way too familiar when this person started to devalue you and you had to put them in their place. You had to cut them off. You had to run away. You had to divorce them. And now you've taken your life back. You don't even look the same. They are afraid to approach you now. You're unhooverable, which is an amazing thing because you stepped back into your beauty. You're too much now. Your light is unbearable now. So what they might do is create hate for you from a distance and through other people, and that's fine. They are so afraid for you to regain your beauty. This is why they make the divorce process such a hell of an experience, trying to hang on to you that long. If you were so bad, why would they not hurry up and let you go? Playing with your life. Because they want you to be down and out and depressed and sad and you know, just so exhausted mentally and physically. Breaking your back to pay the bills, keep everything paid, stressed out, keeping up with lawyers and legal situations because this person is such a psycho. They got you trying to figure out how you can secure yourself and secure your life. Because they fear for you to remember who you are and take your power back. They fear for you to wake up and start working out again. Or for you to do that for the first time in your life. They fear for you to lose that weight that they made you gain because of stress. They fear for you to gain that weight because you lost so much of it because of their narcissistic demonic stress. This is why when you take your power back and you heal and you step into thriving mode, it's a shock. It's a shock. And you might start seeing that they're more and more bothered because they can't help but to really pay attention to the fact that you are somewhere doing exactly what they feared you would do. Thrive. You were doing it when they met you anyway. You were capable of thriving as a young kid anyway. It's just that you had a jealous parent. It's just that you were in a narcissistic dynamic and they hated on you and tried to make you this scapegoat. And now you're the ex-scapegoat. You are the goat. They want to be like you so bad. They can't seem to figure out how you keep on getting up and rising up and going higher and higher in life. With or without them, you're doing it. You've done it. You always do. You've always been the one with the brains. You've always been the one with the intelligence to set stuff up and do it and make it go and make it grow. You are the gifted one here. They used you so much, hated on you so bad. They set you up in so many different ways, tried to trap you so deeply. They wanted you to feel so ugly and stay like that That's why they discarded you the way that they did. For those of you who've been through that, just left you, took you through a devilish experience of being rejected, and which is crazy, because how dare someone so low vibrational reject someone like you? It's insane. That's how they condition you to feel like them rejecting you, them discarding you, them not loving you, them talking to you crazy, them calling you all these names, them judging you the way they did. Is supposed to make you really believe the person that they want you to believe you are. So when you remember who you are, when you take your power back, when you snatch that mask off and take off running, and remember that you are a queen, that you are a king, and you put your crown back on high, you destroy that game that they were playing with your life. You regain your beauty. You get back on top of your game. You start manifesting and growing and bringing back everything you lost and then some. They feared for you to do this. That's why you got to do this. You got to take your power back. They're afraid. That's why they're treating you so devilishly. They're afraid that if they don't destroy you, you will be great. So you need to be great. Make them shake in their narcissistic boots. Become so great that they'll be afraid to ever approach you again. So great they can't even talk about you and smear your name anymore. Or they're over talking about you and can't help it and keep showing exactly how bothered they are. It's been 10 years and they still making you the topic of discussion. All this time. And they're still calling you from unknown numbers. They're still calling and breathing on the phone and hanging up. All this time, they're still sending people to check up on you and get your status and report back to them. I mean, you still stalking. You still creeping up on pages. Still creating fake accounts. Turns out they weren't that bored with you. They fooled themselves to believing they were bored with you until they realized, oh shoot, I wish I could get this person back as a supply, as a punching bag, as a doormat. When I say they miss you, that's what I mean. They don't miss you. They miss using you, abusing you, destroying you, because you're too good, and they can't stand that. They can't stand that. It's either you sit there in hell with them or you just don't be great by yourself. That's why trying to leave them becomes war. Now your children become a target and a weapon against you. They're afraid for you to regain your beauty. They're afraid for you to take your power back. They're afraid for you to live your life. And when they leave you in the way that they leave you, they think that they won because of the way that they left you. They're expecting you to stay there. That's why you don't stay there. And if you've made this power move by taking your power back, tapping back into your beauty, waking up, taking care of yourself, pouring love back into yourself, you are truly a champion, and I am super proud of you. Please keep going, keep thriving. You are destroying this person. They're making the news supplies suffer because of how beautiful you are again. It's really causing problems in their new life because they've been talking about you. They made up so many stories. They had this crazy narrative about what happened, what you did, who you are, and all of this. And it turns out that you're healing. And it looks good. Your life looked good. Everything is showing for itself. You ain't even have to explain yourself. You don't even have to explain yourself anymore. Now they're really mad. They're really jealous. Now they're really back into their fantasy mind. Back in that hopeful stage, wishing and trying to get you back with all these sick, stupid hoovers. Keep glowing. Keep going. If you're one of those people struggling with that and you like, I just need to get back into that. If you need assistance, I'm your life coach. I'm here to help you. Reach out. All information and details in the description box below.